Hello, welcome to Talking Track live from Cocoa Beach, Florida, where it is now 3:38 in the morning, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us this whole time.
I'm going to try to see if I can actually hear anything. Can I hear? Bubba, can you say something?
Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check.
Okay, we're going to go with that. This is the worst audio ever, but
or the greatest example of overcoming challenges and adversities.
Yes. Okay, we're here.
We have a broken laptop screen. We have a brand new $2,000 laptop with all the wrong inputs. We have 17,000 cables thrown about us, half of which don't work. The other half might. And, don't push buttons.
I was just checking
Whatever
that.
you do, don't push buttons.
Don't push any buttons.
We are still here, believe it or not, to talk about Starfleet Academy. And if we're lucky, we will get to it before the airing of next week's episode.
Listen, by the time we actually... Oh, your battery's going to die.
Your battery is running low. Jules!
We need to plug your laptop in.
Jules!
So, okay, this is what happens with IRL. And building studios at random bars. And
I don't think that we're even really technically allowed to still be here.
No, they closed hours ago.
Here.
Oh my God!
And then mine is
they
right
closed
here.
So long ago, Jules just jumped over the bar.
I'm in the bar now.
He is now in the bar. They have. It's right here. Do you see right here? There's a little port for that sucker. Don't worry. This MSI production laptop has a milliamp battery you wouldn't believe, but it only lasts about 40 minutes unplugged.
Everything is fantastic.
Okay, we're back in the game.
Everybody, welcome into the show. Appreciate you.
That was really close.
I'm UltimatDJz. That's Griffin, joined by our special guest, Beck, Likes, Plants, and ChicagoHearts. And piping in from Discord, we've got the Bubba Joe. What's on, Bubba Joe? How are you?
Hello.
Oh,
he's still awake.
Yeah, he is still awake, and I'm glad that everything seems to be working.
This is my happy face. I am so happy. You won't believe. I've never been happier. I could be happier if I were twins.
I want to join.
What?
That's what I want.
Let's talk about that on Twitch. I don't do those things. That's not the views and opinions of the ultimate kitty cat. Do not necessarily reflect those of Griffin or Scopely or Paramount.
Oh, this is what we need right here.
Or even Talking Track at
This is what we need right here. What is this? This is beautiful.
It's James T. Kirk whiskey?
That is James T. Kirk straight bourbon whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful. That was a gift that was brought to us here by Bear Butt Al and Thumbelina.
Bubba Joe, somebody would have to pay to listen to this in order for us to then be demonetized. So let's not get ahead of ourselves here, okay?
We appreciate all you guys being here and sticking with us through our tumultuous airing of Starfleet Academy tonight, but we do appreciate you guys staying up with us and being here for the podcast
it
tonight.
It was, in my opinion, a fabulous episode.
You know, I yelled at the TV a lot.
I might have been known at 3 or 4 points to go, they're going to bang.
No. No, I was very upset about this whole thing.
That was last episode.
No, this episode too.
I was very upset about this whole Genesis Caleb thing. We're going to talk about that. I do not like this.
Really? Because I was right about it?
No, first of all,
it was all a ploy. Seen thus far?
No,
okay.
First of all,
that's fine.
Caleb did the right thing by cutting that off, but he should have cut it off way sooner. Genesis is a seductress. Okay?
Genesis is no seductress.
I don't think we watched the same episode.
She is a star pupil simply going to college to better herself and taking bad advice, and now she almost got expelled because of somebody else's actions.
And she was supportive throughout the entire thing.
Her own actions.
She never tried to bring him to her. She tried to support him and push him to
Bubba.
Tarima.
She's a good-natured manipulative.
No, yes, that's right. That was very manipulative.
Becca's right on this 1,000%.
She kept asking about Tarima and all this stuff. It's terrible.
Present company excluded.
Present company.
Thank you.
This is exactly what it was in episode 1. In episode 1, she was into him. He was into not her.
Not her.
And that's how this works. Like, she's still into him, even though he's into Tarima. Like, this is the triangle that we have. She's going to continue to be into him, and that's okay. He's not going to reciprocate.
Well,
you need to move 8 inches more this way.
However,
move any. Okay.
However, we need 8 more inches.
Just just 8 more inches.
What?
I'm just trying to make sure that
What
we
is
don't
happening right now?
We need to make room for Beck. There you go.
Okay.
Now you scoot in and yell
Not
at him
exactly
with
a
direct eye
small
contact.
amount right there.
open
All
liquids
right.
on the desk.
Where it's supposed to
So,
pass
Thank you.
Please take that away.
away from us.
all right,
Away from the
we are going
electronics.
to
right
dice.
on the
We're
laptop.
going to jeez, that would track with how tonight has gone. We are going to break down this entire episode. It was called Cozine, after the best man description of what Jaden was to Darum, and I thought this was. For me, this was the highlight of the episode. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this particular interaction. We have talked about Darum a lot this season, how he was, kind of what Jaden said tonight, very arrogant, cocky, but heroic at times. And we see that now this has never actually been him. Now we're seeing that this is a whole new leaf of him at the academy.
Yeah,
because,
he started over. He became a different version
Yeah.
of himself, like, again, Felicity.
Because Kyra, his fiance, did not recognize this guy, right?
No.
Didn't recognize this guy. So, Logan, let me come to you first. And we're going to talk about all this stuff, especially the whole Tarima thing. But with Caleb with Darum being this totally different person that nobody on his homeworld really recognized, this, to me, kind of makes me like him again even more. I continue to like Darum every single episode a little bit more. And I don't want to, because I think he's an asshole.
Well, he's a slime ball.
He's an asshole. All right. And Jaden made sure to point that out to him multiple times tonight. How do you feel about Darum's development in this particular episode?
I think it's very interesting. I think on one hand, he's definitely an asshole, but on the other hand, like every time that he's been asked to show up or to follow himself or to kind of do the right thing, it's always ended up panning out. He's always ended up, melding in with the team or following his dreams in this case. And I also think it was notably, they've tried to introduce a lot of these tropes throughout Academy
Yes.
of, different ways that people can relate. And I think for Raimi on this one, there was kind of an arranged marriage take, and I thought that was super cool for them to integrate as well.
Yeah, I liked it.
Beck, your thoughts on Darum and how he has evolved over the last several episodes into what we see here and now, not only with him being more subdued back with the Kionian people, but him almost completely throwing away everything that he had become at the Academy to go back to be king, right? King of Kionia?
Yeah, I mean, I admired the fact that he was willing to do that all the way to the end. He was forced out. He had no intention of going back to the Academy after he realized this is my duty, this is what I need to do. So I do admire that.
Yep.
But he reminds me so much of characters I read in books that, you always want them to say the thing that they're thinking and feeling, and they never do that. Like, just I want to scream at him, like, just be you, man. Just be you. And so...
If it were Great Expectations, he would be Pip.
Pip. It would be little Pip. The Griffin, how are you feeling about him and his character development? Because, again, he's very deceptive.
No, I'll tell you.
Is
I'll
that
tell
the
you
right
what it is.
word for it?
He's multi-layered. Let me ask you a question. Do you like the hit 1986 film, blockbuster, Paramount production, Top Gun?
Of course.
Okay.
Who doesn't love
What
Top
are your
Gun?
feelings of the character Iceman?
Asshole.
Same character.
Okay.
Either you love him or you hate him. He's large. He's in charge. He thinks his poop don't stink.
He
What?
pukes glitter?
All right.
He is
Bubba
Iceman.
doesn't like that answer. Bubba?
No. Did Beck just mouth she's never seen Top Gun?
Wait, what?
You saw that.
Wait, you've never seen Top Gun?
No, I never have.
I can't believe that's true.
That's...
I have seen very few movies in my lifetime.
Well,
Very few.
I will arrange. I'm a very connected man in Florida. I will arrange for a private screening
don't
for you
know
and
about
Logan
that.
at some point in February before you have to fly back home.
I don't know about all that.
Before you get sent back to the
Everybody
Scopely
told me
folks.
to watch Titanic and Forrest Gump whenever I joined Scopely. It's one of
Ew.
the first first few things that I did, and I hated both of those movies.
Stop. But Titanic, great film. That's a conversation for another day.
That's the worst.
We're talking about Iceman, the Val Kilmer.
No, Titanic is not a great film.
It
It's
is
a
not
conversation we can have right now if you want.
What are you talking about?
It's
I
the
can't.
worst.
I don't
It
have
really
time.
was not
we don't
a
have
great-
time.
it's
It's
not
only
a great-
it's only a 1 hour show.
Don't like that.
Iceman has all those same characters. Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? Ultimately, he does well. He does good by his character in the end, as will, I believe, our hero here. It's just that you really have to go through those surfaces, those layers. He's a chameleon, both in personality and physically.
So let me ask this question, because at the beginning of the season, and not even the beginning of the season, probably about halfway through, we have all kind of agreed that we're setting up for some type of disaster. Somebody's not going to make it. A couple of you guys had predicted that it would be Darum. I thought that this could have been a very interesting, non-violent way to get him out of the show. Do we still think that is coming, or should this have been Darum's exit?
Oh, that was such a tease, wasn't it? Great question.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
So
We toyed with the idea of losing a character, and truthfully, he was ready to
we
go.
lost a character.
We did indeed.
Did a main
What are you
character?
talking about?
Main character?
Somebody died.
It was Bobby.
Someone
Nobody.
else went into a coma.
Somebody
Okay.
is still glitching to this day.
Well, okay, that's fair. We got to see that for a minute. We didn't see Tarima at all. Bobby is gone. Do we remember Bobby? Yeah, for like 3 seconds. This is not one of our
Wow,
core
what a
characters.
Vulcan hater you are. You are not making
not-
any friends here on this.
This
He
is
said, yeah,
not,
nobody I cared about died, so therefore
this
it
is
never
not
happened.
a core character. Listen, you've got core characters. You got Caleb, Tarima, you got Darum, you got Jaden, you got Sam, and Genesis.
All right, so
The people on the
so
cover.
Can I?
That's right. Everybody laying in the Dawson's Creek cover, okay? Bobby wasn't there. All right. Bobby is.
Let me talk about Darum for a second, DJ,
Please,
because
Bubba.
I reject your reality and wish to substitute my own.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Please.
All right, so Darum, we learned that Darum is not royalty. He's marrying royalty. Okay?
Mhm.
Was that right, though? I thought Jaden asked him if
Yes.
he was royalty.
Because Jaden asked in the episode, and he's like, "Are you royalty?" And she responds, "Not yet."
Not yet.
Not yet.
She's the
That's
royal
right.
one.
Okay.
He's marrying the royalty. Okay? So the abdication happens after they become married, and now they have to rule this world. And the abdication happens at that point because they are married. All right? So my question is, what was his plan if Jaden didn't follow him? Who was going to be his first man? Who was going to be his cosign?
That wasn't
if
his
Jaden
plan.
Didn't happen to follow
First
through
of
the
all,
portal?
it wasn't his plan. Like, he was abducted. I don't think anybody expected that. I don't think Darum expected that.
No, he
Right.
was thinking on his feet for sure.
Well, and
correct.
he was
It was
essentially
all-
abducted. So by
Right.
him not being, I would imagine that his people ordinarily would have abducted somebody from their home planet. And if, okay, I'm gonna go one step further here. When Jaden came through the portal, they were going to kill him for being an imposter, and he threw the Kosai title on him, probably to prevent his execution for being a part of, for interrupting a sacred thing. He probably would have chosen somebody on his homeworld.
You think?
Yeah.
But the abduction is evidently part of their tradition. So he must have thought that there was a point where he could be abducted and that this was going to happen, and there should have been a plan.
Does he come
There
across
probably-
as a
without
planner
Jaden.
to you?
First
Is that
of all,
character a planner?
There would have
Absolutely
been
not.
somebody on his homeworld. He would have had a childhood friend. He would have had somebody there. The only reason he chose Jaden as his cosign, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, his credit score's low.
The cosigner.
Oh my gosh.
The only reason Jaden was his cosigner, all right, was simply because Jaden came through the portal and interrupted a sacred ceremony, and the two guards were going to take his
How
head
dare
off.
you.
Right?
Well, I think that was going to be a throwdown. I mean, you see how
Blood
Jaden
would have
was
been
handling
spilled.
that rock?
Blood would have been
Like-
spilled. It was a big rock.
Might have been equal.
You know,
Back-
never have I ever seen a Klingon say, "Today is a good day to die," and just me totally not believe them. It's like that is.
I don't know. I felt like he was ready to throw hands
I don't think
or
so.
rocks.
He did look very
Words.
fierce in that
He was
moment.
on Front Street for sure.
He was.
No,
he
I
was
think
ready.
one thing about Darum in that moment with picking that, you can tell that Darum's heart wasn't in it at all,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep.
So there's a part of me that feels like he just would have gone on without somebody because he just wasn't into it anyway. He was just like, I'm just doing my duty. I'm getting through the thing. I'm this submissive personality yet again. Like, there wasn't a piece of me that felt like he would, even if he had somebody, I don't think he would have chosen someone because he just felt like he was going along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, but it also happened early. This happened years ahead of schedule, so he wasn't prepared for this, Bubba. I think I reject your reality and substitute it back with my original posit.
But I don't think that he...
You like the use of that word?
I don't think that means what you think it means, but okay.
I think he has worn off. He has merged his ego and his personality with Starfleet, right?
I agree.
He has started to understand that there is more than just being first place, right? He learned that when he was evolving in the letters to his parents, how he didn't have to be the captain, he didn't have to be the first person, he didn't have to be, the most important thing here, and he didn't have to cheat to get to it. And so he's evolving this. He doesn't really see it, though. Jaden sees it, and Jaden gave this impassioned speech later on in the episode that really convinced everyone, this isn't the same guy.
Yeah, it was actually a really good
guy
speech.
that you guys knew. He has changed, and this is going to be an interesting evolution to see what he does now. What I'm curious about was all of his game talk, like as everyone was leaving, he was saying, "Say hi to your sister for me." Was all of that game, and like he didn't actually love this person, or is Kionian marriages open like this? What is the deal going on here? Like,
so
they flirt with every woman out there, and he's got this girl back in Kionia?
Bingo.
No, they've mentioned it in the first or second episode.
Mm-hmm.
There's a locker room scene, and he says they were a poly species. So they briefly mention it, and then he mentions it's like all genders as well. So it's a very quick line. I had to go back and watch it because I was also curious. But what I am more curious about regarding his character development isn't necessarily him anymore, but think about this. He didn't go through with what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already heard that for his parents, he is supposed to be living up to every expectation. He's supposed to be the best. And part of me feels like his parents wanted him to be the best because they wanted him to fulfill this role and duty. Like, think about this. Your child, everything you've, like, prepped them for in their entire life, does the one thing that they shouldn't do. Like, that's going to come back.
Well, it probably will. But on the other hand, too, this is not necessarily I have dodged it completely. This could just be Darum going to stick to the original plan, going to finish his career at Starfleet Academy, get a couple of years in, the 5-6 years in. What I think is going to happen is that Kyra is not going to be able to wait, right? She's going to need a king. So does this mean that Darum is essentially giving up his royalty? Will he be able to come back to it? Chicago?
I think he's given it up. I mean, honestly, I don't I think there could be some fallout with the family over it, but at least the way that I saw him and his future wife, I guess, interacting, they didn't seem very in love. I don't know. Darum didn't look
They seem like really good friends.
Yeah.
Like childhood besties.
Exactly.
I'm going to marry you, but I'm 10.
It was an arranged marriage. I mean, it was. And I think that there was a lot of respect and a lot of sibling love or childhood love. I think he did actually genuinely love Kyra. As a person, as the ruler. I think Kyra was the one who kind of put the kibosh on this by pointing out the fact that, like, for her, it was her purpose. For him, it was a duty. And I think that was a really powerful line in that exchange between them, because that is what kind of opened that, and Jaden's speech is what kind of opened Darum's eyes to what is it that I want? What is the path that I want to choose and the path that I want to pursue? Because the Kionian people was a responsibility to Darum, not what he ultimately wanted to do with his life. Bubba, is this going to come back to haunt him? And are the Kionian people going to suffer because he was selfish? Is that the right word?
Selfish? She told him to go.
She told him to go, but in the way that a woman says, I'm fine. Okay? Like, if she wanted him to be there, but she also wanted him to be true to himself. Why are you?
I don't know about the I'm fine. It felt more sincere than an I'm fine to me. Like, that felt like genuine caring and wanting to see somebody thrive.
Right, but exactly. If he had chosen to stay with his people, she would have kept
Next week, we're kicking DJ off the panel because he doesn't watch the same show that any of us watch.
What?
How much money do we need to pay Fred to watch these episodes and then have a little follow-up?
Wait a second. All right, listen. If he was all in, Kyra was keeping him, okay? She did this for him. She did this as a gift to him.
She did this because of the speech that she heard, specifically.
Because...
Not even out of his mouth.
Because Darum was giving up the life that he wanted and going to choose his own path, which some people are going to designate as selfish.
I can't follow you on that. I see your point, but I disagree.
He's supposed to be a king. He's supposed to be a king. Royalty doesn't really have a choice in this matter.
Not royalty.
He's not. He's a good-looking little stud muffin, eye candy for the queen.
I feel like there's more to this. He was not eye candy to the queen. There has to be a reason that he was chosen to be her king.
Because it was familial. It was not described. The backstory's just not there yet.
But why him then? If it's not his responsibility, why him?
Usually,
they've been best friends.
She
chose him.
He was probably a part of the court in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like his parents were probably like a lord and lady of some sort and chosen from a noble family. Like, I don't think it's that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, KJ. KJ agrees with me. Thank you. Appreciate that. I feel like it was a selfish move, but that's what we expect from Darum. Okay.
Did you comb the whole chat to find one agreement?
Yes, I found one comment. Thank you, KJ, for the one comment. All right, let's back up here just a little bit.
KJ just wanted to get on the stream. I'll agree with DJ so I can get on the stream.
Thank you, KJ. Let's back up just a second before this emotional interaction between Kyra and Darum. The whole reason that this conversation happened was because of a very interesting plot maneuver by Jaden. I want to talk a little bit about their controversy.
Everyone's saying that he won the lottery. Was there a lottery and he got it?
Remember there was a lottery?
Well,
there was a lottery?
Destros is saying lottery.
There was a lottery? He just won a ticket to be king?
Webster Sponge is saying lottery, capitalized and highlighted. So we'll have to go back and watch that again.
Yeah, I missed that piece. I missed that piece. All right, I do want to back up to this interaction between Jaden and Darum before the speech. They actually had a blow up. I was actually yelling at the TV at this particular point because Darum yet again was the asshole. All right, the asshole that we've expected and seen since episode 1. He made it personal. He attacked Jaden. This is not the first time that this has happened. Jaden actually was ready to leave. He walked off. He was going back to Earth, piss off Darum, and Darum thought he wasn't going to be at the wedding. Then Jaden came back, made this speech to bring him back. Tell me about your thought process, Chicago, on Jaden's fight with Darum and what made him come back, and did that fight have anything to do with the content of his speech? Was his speech intentional?
Yeah, I mean, the speech was super intentional. I think just from the eyes Jaden was giving him while he was saying it, it was super intentional. But I think, like, as a whole, this episode is really just framed as kind of like, first of all, just parental and family troubles, and then kind of finding your own tribe, finding your own, people or friends to become your family. And they illustrate that in a number of ways, right? But in this episode, they've got Darum facing the parental troubles, and Jaden is kind of coming off the back of having his own growth in this department and being able to speak almost in the way that Laura did to him as kind of an authority on the subject of how to be able to break away and accept, not necessarily the feelings of disappointment, but like accept that your family's going to see things a certain way and to be able to go boldly in your own direction and know that you can find the people to support you there.
Was this more teenage angst, this fight between the two of them? Was this just story fluff? Because, again, Darum, Beck, why did that have to become personal? Why did he accuse Jaden of walking out on his people.
I mean, I think he was just grasping at straws at that point. I think he was trying to look for the only thing that he could do. Usually, especially in that age, when you are upset about something and you really don't have something to go at a person, like especially if it's someone you really care about, you'll just latch on to the most low thing that you can think of.
As any narcissist does.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
what was this? Just an intentional, hurtful thing?
Yes, it was an intentional, hurtful moment because it's. What else did he know what to do in that moment? You know what I'm saying? He.
If I can't lift myself up, I'm going to find a way to pull you down.
Are we going to suggest that this is human nature, that all these characters are going to do this? Because I've noticed
Have you
this in
seen
almost
any romance movie ever? They
No.
always fight
Okay.
over something.
His favorite movie is
Dumb.
Happy Gilmore.
But I feel like we see this particular moment in almost every episode, Bubba. Every single episode has this moment of somebody attacking somebody personally, and I don't know. I'm having a hard time buying this. I mean, these are.
Well, if you think back about 80 years ago when you were in high school,
Oh, wow.
this is what happens.
I agree, Bubba. It makes sense to me. Why don't you buy it?
I've got friends that have kids that are in high school these days,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the reality. Like this is what they are. This is immaturity. This is the way that they talk to each other. I don't think that this is completely unrealistic.
Okay.
That's your problem, is the realism?
No, I just find it to be an overused trope at this particular point.
So we're going to go back to it doesn't belong in Star Trek, is what you're saying. That's what he's saying.
I feel like this is an overused piece of storytelling that we should be beyond. I don't know. I don't like it. All right. When was the last time you saw Geordi and Data have a personal insult contest?
Well,
when was the last
that's
time?
not true.
Well-
That's not true.
You
or
can't
fair.
bring data into this.
Listen,
Okay. Fine. Pick
all the
any other,
characters.
Back in
pick
those
any
days,
other two
back in-
characters.
hold on.
Spock
Back in
bicker
those
with
days,
Kirk.
there were established good guys and bad guys. And what we're trying to do in this era is paint the picture of there is no such thing as the good guy and the bad guy. There's no more Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Now, everyone has shades of being good and shades of being bad, just on different degrees and levels. And that's why you get these dynamics. And
It's all over Star Trek.
It makes
it
perfect
really
sense
is.
to me.
It's because it's just like relationships, and if you view it through just the lens of like a romantic relationship, maybe that's where the frustration is. But if you look at any other relationship in Star Trek, there's always some sort of discourse that happens over something dumb. Every single Kira episode is like that. Like she
Yep.
just gets in a personal
It is.
fight about something. Half the time, Odo and Quark, like get into their own like little spats for no reason when they really actually kind of care about each other, and they just spat. Like this stuff just happens.
Let's not get into Geordi and any woman he ever tried to date.
Yeah,
Oh, that
even
poor-
the Hollow woman.
that poor woman, she was
Right.
just trying to do her job.
how do you get in a fight with a hollow?
How did that hologram not
hologram?
report him for harassment?
I
Oh
am
my
not
gosh.
being a
Photonic.
boomer, okay? I am not being a boomer.
He's
I
totally
just-
being a boomer.
I just feel like this particular moment in every single episode is just starting to get really overused. And, I mean, we saw it with Jaden and Caleb
It
in
is
the
a little
debate
one note.
episode.
You're right.
I just feel like this particular piece is getting a little bit overused, and it's becoming less genuine every time it happens. I didn't like that. It would have been nice if they could have had conflict without throwing your family and throwing how you abandon your family. We've literally heard this for 5 episodes now from somebody. Oh, you stabbed your family in the
Well,
back.
look at the bright side. This now means that he and Sam have something in common because their parents belong to the same PTA, obviously.
Okay, obviously that is the
So
case.
there are more roles to this. You get over.
All
it.
right, fine. So
over it.
we have this personal fight. Jaden and Caleb, or Jaden and Darum, they have this fight. Jaden walks off, and the wedding begins. Now, this speech comes out that you felt was very, very intentional. I'm wondering, Beck, do you feel that Jaden intentionally delivered this speech as someone who cared for Darum, or with the ulterior motive of getting him to come back to the academy? What was Jaden's goal?
I don't think the thought of bringing him back to the academy would cross his mind at all. I think he was trying
Agreed.
to. Yeah, I think he was trying to do the right thing and bring honor to this marriage. You know, I think he can see often what others don't see. Like everybody else, like Caleb likes to get on Darum, Genesis likes to get on Darum. They all like to like just kind of beat up on him because they know that he's kind of a punk. And while Jaden does as well, Jaden's also had these different experiences with Darum that the others have not. So I think it really was I have seen this side of Darum, and this is a good side of him.
So the fact that Kyra heard this particular piece and realized that Darum doesn't belong on Kionia was just her acting on his behalf. This was not Jaden trying to plant a seed of doubt with Kyra.
How, DJ, let me ask you something. How do you know that she doesn't see positive growth in Darum, and that's why she wants him to go back?
Okay. I'm not saying otherwise.
I have a completely different theory that is an unpopular opinion.
I think without him even
doesn't
saying
like
it,
that. I can see
without
it in
him
her
even
face.
saying it, I'm going to agree with him because I think
that was her name Kyra.
Kyra.
I think that Kyra could tell that Jaden kind of likes Darum.
Okay, I was not actually going to go there.
Okay, no.
I think that there was a little undertone there. The way
no.
that speech was delivered, I feel like they're trying to at least fake that, if not go in that direction.
I actually didn't get that.
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll see.
Bubba, what was Jaden's ultimate goal with his speech?
Jaden's ultimate goal was to honor the family obligation. That was his ultimate goal. Klingons value honor above everything, and Jaden, while not a traditional Klingon, still values honor above anything. And when he made this about family honor and obligation, Jaden decided, I'm in. I'll give you a speech. I'll figure out what to say. And he gave a speech of the only things he knew about this guy and decided to say, I will try and do my best, even though I am going to flop sweat until there's an ocean on this new planet over this. But he's like, I'm going to do it. I felt he was honorable and spoke from the heart. I don't think there were any ulterior motives there.
It was certainly extemporaneous in a sense of being his real emotion. He was not fronting anything. He was not being fake.
Okay. Talking about the actual speech here for just a moment, because I thought that might have been the highlight of the episode for me. You and I were talking about, we were watching this particular
That was not the
piece.
highlight of the episode. It was probably top 3.
I thought it was a very good moment for Jaden.
Genesis and Caleb, and they're going to bang.
No.
That chemistry being developed.
Stop.
That was the highlight of the episode.
It was the freezing slug juice.
All
That
right.
was the highlight of the
top 5.
episode.
That's a top 5 for sure.
Come on.
I was very angry at that whole thing. All right. I was yelling at the television during every single scene that they were in.
How do you pretend to write a
all of that.
letter for over a month or 2 months? It's been at least a month has passed because now it's spring semester, right? And you're writing this letter. You're intimately involved with this poor girl who literally almost died saving your life. And now here you are, like, being super flirtatious?
I didn't like it, not one bit.
That was wild.
He took all his personal log classes from Cisco. They just did an episode about it.
Okay.
You know what you got to do at the end.
That makes more
I didn't feel like
sense.
he was flirting until towards
I didn't get flirting either.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
He was flirting with him. He was not flirting with her.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
please,
giggling.
with his little arms
He
back
was
here,
giggling,
he was
and he was like,
practically
oh,
flexing his pecs.
Yeah,
talks like
you're
that with
my
all of them.
son and all
He
this stuff.
literally talks like that with every single person.
There was tension
every
only for one
single
moment.
person.
They went and they played
Compare what
toxic or
how he talks
non-toxic.
and interacts with Karima to how he talks and interacts with every other person in there.
Okay,
Very
yes,
different.
he is certainly different with Karima. He's much more smitten with Karima. There's no doubt about that.
Tarima.
Tarima.
He's flirting with Karima. He's not flirting with anyone else.
Okay, well, I doubt that's true.
I think Tarima is more of a love, and I think Genesis represents this forbidden fruit. This,
Hottie McToddy.
Yeah, this seductress kind of position. But no, I did not like
And
any of
also
that.
teacher's pet. And also teacher's pet. In
Yeah.
a weird way. In a weird way, he's trying
Admiral's
to.
daughter.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
Beck doesn't like this either.
Yeah, because you're just wrong.
No.
You're wrong on every single take.
Someone take the alcohol away from DJ.
Hold on. We're simply thinking like men.
Don't say that.
That's true.
Very true. What in the very beginning, episode 2,
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're sitting for this.
Oh, because you're going to be wrong?
Episode 2, I said he's going to go for Tarima first.
Yep.
No.
Oh, you did say this.
No.
And I agree with
We've
you.
never
No.
believed
And
you.
No.
She
I've been
did.
told that I'm wrong on all of my predictions, and they have all come true.
No,
No.
you
I'm
are.
not being fed anything. I'm
are
watching this
definitely-
with you
No.
guys.
You're
now
like
listen,
the Bloodhound gang. You're
now
sniffing it
listen
out.
to this. Well, I read a lot of books. Okay, so I'm watching this right, and episode 2, and I say, hey, what's going to happen? Is Genesis seems to be just a good person all around. She supports Sam through everything. She supports every single person and gives them just enough to get through the thing. So with Caleb, the prediction is she's going to be interested, but she's going to respect the boundaries of his relationship. The second that it started to look flirty on her, and she checked herself and came back and asked about Tarima. She encouraged him to reach out and forced him to keep going forward with that. She at no time
So
turned
you're
it back
admitting
on
that she
herself.
flirted with him.
I think there was like a borderline piece when she looked at him with that side eye when they were laying down, but I don't think she actively flirted with him. I think it came through in her eyes.
I mean, you can walk it back, but the flirt happened.
If you're a dude and you think that was flirting, raise your hand.
Oh, I feel so bad for all of y'all.
I think that one moment was intense.
I think that one moment was less of a flirt and more of a connection piece. Like, you understand me and I understand you in this moment.
Caleb didn't realize that there was even the possibility of connection with Genesis until that moment.
Exactly.
But that's going to take 2.5 seasons to unfold. itself.
Exactly.
All right. Am I okay? So I will be willing to be wrong on this. Bubba Joe, is it weird for a girl who's interested in a guy to keep bringing up the girlfriend? Like, that happened 4 or 5 times this episode.
That's not weird. That's happened my entire life.
Not weird.
When you have an actual
That's
good
This is why I'm
friend,
divorced, folks.
it's a good.
This is why my life doesn't work. Okay, I felt that to be very disingenuous.
No,
I thought
it's
she
not.
was digging for
It's
information.
actually very honest.
It's very honest, and I think Bubba would probably agree here. It's way better than the alternative of, I know that you're into someone, and I'm just going to not bring that person up at all.
Yeah, because that's shady. That's some shady stuff right there.
Okay, fair. Let's talk a little bit about.
So can we?
Yeah,
can
please.
All right. So I missed the last 2 episodes. Okay.
Oh, on the
Caleb
panel. On the panel.
I watched the episodes. Yes, I was not on the panel. Caleb has 0 game, like -10 game. He's so terrible.
That's not true.
So terrible.
That's not true.
Can't write a letter to Karima. Couldn't put his feelings out there. Took him forever.
You
to
can't
get
even
that
remember
first
her
kiss.
name.
Objection.
She remembers her name.
Objection.
Terrible
Cross-examination.
at this.
Cross-examination. Sir, is it not true that he is, in fact, the first one to have sexual relations with another character on the show?
Truth.
That is
We
true.
don't know that.
We so do know that.
If we believe the Kyonian's exploits, if
Okay.
we believe his Fish Boy's exploits, Caleb is not the first one.
I don't know about that.
What about the Ake and that Klingon guy like 300 years ago? or
Obel.
something? That's. I mean, it's got to
That's-
happen at some point.
What
right?
happened 300 years ago stays 300
That's
years
about
ago.
as
okay.
old as this James T. Kirk bourbon that we have over here.
All right, so I have a problem. Like, the way he's tried to pursue Karima, like, he obviously likes her, and then like the side eye that he gives her in the episodes leading up to this, and then his reaction to her when she accidentally peeks into his head and pokes at that memory, and now can't write a letter to her. He's not even like trying to get her live on the phone, but can't even like write a letter that has any sort of like. It takes until the end of the episode, and he has to be like beaten into submission. Just write the letter. Like, dude, she's into you. You're into her. Just talk to her. Come on, guy.
You know,
all right.
I'm actually going to agree with you on that because, and I must have missed this part at the very beginning, and this is why I like to watch them all a second time. I didn't realize until the end that he had not been sending the letters. I thought he had been sending the letters, and she was ghosting him.
It was like a personal log that was not yet completed. He kept like saving it, revising it, getting it right. That's what was going on.
Yeah,
he was deleting all of them.
I kind of
He
missed.
was deleting them.
Yeah,
I
he was
must
deleting
have
them.
missed
Delete
that
that
point.
entire personal log.
Yeah, I missed that particular piece. And that does bring up the question, Bubba, why? Why would he not? They obviously, as you said, do have this connection. What's his problem?
Right. I don't know, but I'd actually like to talk about something else if I can. For a second.
Okay, let me answer the question.
Let me talk more about Tarima.
Give me 10 seconds to answer that
Tarima.
question. This is
Sure, go
typical.
ahead.
This is typical adolescent boy behavior to literally write a love letter and be too chicken to send it and wad it up and throw it away. Every teenage boy does that.
He's been alone his whole life, too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
never done this.
That's why he needs
So-
a Betazoid.
Anyway, go ahead, Bub. I'm sorry. I just want to get that.
All right. So, first off, I'm upset that I've missed the entire relationship. Right.
Okay.
Right. I missed the entire relationship, being able to come on here and talk about it. But here's the thing that makes me upset. When I first started this episode, I expected that the next episode, or I wanted, I should say, maybe not expected is too high a word, because I don't have expectations of where this show's supposed to go, but I have things that I would have liked to have seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that having her, she's out of the coma, she's back on Beta Z. It's like, what? There's no more weight to it. There was massive weight at the end of the last episode that they completely erased. Yeah, she's not there, and Caleb's doing his relationship, whatever he's doing, but there's no more weight to her. How long is she going to be in a coma? Is she going to recover? What is she going to be like? Like, we're eventually hopefully going to get some of that whenever she comes back to the show, but that was such a momentous thing in the last episode that they've just completely wiped out with, well, she recovered from the coma.
Yeah,
like,
they pushed
I'm
the fast
so
forward
mad
button with that
there's
spring.
no
Agreed.
more weight on that.
Yeah, and that's why we need a 20-episode season, not a 10-episode season.
Yeah, no, I
not
actually
wrong.
I really do kind of agree with that. There was the last episode, probably up to this point, has universally, even among the critics, was really, really well received. Bubba's right. I feel like a lot of her sacrifice was just kind of looked over today.
Well, it was put on pause.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it's, one, very fine that they wrap things up with a tidy little bow, because that feels very Trek to me, very episodic. But second, like, I think the point of Tarima in the last episode was she had to pull out her
Thingy.
inhibitor, and so, you know, in theory, she should be fine. It's just now she's going to be fine without the inhibitor, and we'll find the effects of that. But then there's also, like, this allusion to maybe, you know, Sam is not all the way fixed yet, and that might be some more of the lasting implications we'll see. But I don't know. I think the part of that there was that she ripped out the neural inhibitor, and we're going to see what that leads to, as opposed to, like, major mental damage that is going to take.
And is she happy with what she had to do? She could be going through a lot of
Well, we're definitely
Stuff.
going to touch on the trauma piece of this here. Absolutely. Beck, let me ask you, if Caleb had not been sending his letters and Tarima has recovered out of the coma, why had she not reached out to Caleb?
Her last words to him were, I don't know if you're going to want to talk to me after this.
Yeah, she's ashamed.
She's ashamed of herself for multiple reasons, for what occurred in that moment, like what she was going to do. And also their last interaction before she came and saved them all was her invading his mind, like his privacy. She went too far, and it left off at a point of him calling her a freak, you know? Like, so there's a lot of lasting things. She's been sitting with that this entire time.
Okay.
So she's thinking to herself, likely, I'm going to wait till he's ready to talk to me. Or,
Which has not happened.
yeah, or it's maybe he really doesn't want anything to do with me anymore.
Well, I mean,
And
that
let's-
actually is a
let's
good
not-
point. He hasn't been ready to talk to her, Bubba.
Let's not forget the fact that she obviously used her ability to affect everyone on the ship. All the I'm calling them the Shadows, but I can't remember what the enemy's name were.
Furies?
The Furies.
Yes.
The Furies, yes, the Furies. How do you think she did that? Can she just manifest that in deep space anywhere she wants? I'm betting it was through Caleb. She manifests that power on the ship through Caleb,
He was the conduit.
and now Caleb can feel responsible for what happened on the ship, right? He is going to have that, and so she's thinking about all of this, right? Because she's already encountered this once with her dad, right, and how that happened. So now she's 100% waiting on him to reach out because she has no idea how he feels about that, how he feels about her personally, how he feels about this, what happened on the ship, how he feels about what happened on the ship, whether he was involved or not. Like, it's a super traumatic event. So, of course, she's waiting on him to reach out to say, yeah, I'm okay with it. Because when at the very beginning, he's like, I'm not afraid, said that in episode 2. She's like, I have this power. And he's like, I ain't afraid of you. Like, she's waiting on him to make good on those words.
Do you feel, Bubba, that this sets up Tarima's possible non-involvement in the last 3 episodes?
I expect her to be back before the end.
Where's Mary Wiseman? We've expected her all season long. Hopes are dwindling on
They're not dwindling. What do you mean?
Well, she's
in
going to
the
be
cast.
But we, I think, kind of expected her to have a larger role in the cast.
Or
right?
maybe she's a big season 2 person. We'll see her. Hold your horses on Tilly.
I'm not worried. I'm
Okay.
not worried. She's going to be there.
All right.
They didn't mention
I could totally
Discovery.
see her being there in the Riker episode.
She'll be at the end. Welcome, cadets.
Yeah, the very end, she'll get one line. All right, let's shift gears into the final big piece of plot here tonight, which was Genesis. Genesis with her whole personal battle here with regards to her acceptance letter or acceptance application and the letters of recommendation. This was a little bit puzzling to me. Walk me through this, Beck. Like, this whole, whether it was flirty or not, this whole thing involved her trying to get Caleb to perform a task for her. Was there more friendship stuff here, or was this whole thing about him getting her on the bridge?
No, that was just a small piece of it. I think, like, she saw him, and their first interaction, you know, he kind of didn't really give her a real answer about Tarima. And I think that she could see through, like, this is going to be somebody that I'm just going to have to help feel better, right? You've got a friend that's not going through a good time. You're going to do things to make them feel better. So she's picking off-the-wall fun things to kind of make him bring down his walls a little bit. She gets him to open up a little bit. And then they get to that point of him asking what's next. She sees that opportunity. She was like, this is the person that can help me. And he probably won't ask questions about it too much.
Chicago, do you feel that it was just an opportunistic kind of moment, or was Genesis kind of also spiraling? I mean, what happened right before she kind of ditched her dad for this trip was she was shocked when Ake told her that she was going to nominate her for the captain's track or the command chain. Do we think that Genesis was overwhelmed by that, and that was why she undertook this mission? Was her interaction with Caleb really actually Genesis spiraling?
Spiraling is interesting. I mean, all things considered, I think her response made like pretty measured sense. Like, hey, I'm going to get referred to this thing. This thing is going to involve these letters. I know they're forged. I have to hide my evidence. Like, I think in the realm of emotional overreactions to things, that ranks pretty low on my scale. But I do think there is, to your point, even though I don't think it was nearly as flirty as you're describing, I do think there was some probing of Caleb and his skill set and his willingness to help her on things. And did the pressure of this command track maybe bring out some of the worst sides or the most talented sides of that manipulativeness? Maybe.
I'm glad that you called it manipulativeness, because that's what it is. Bubba, go ahead.
So I noticed something a little different. When she was nominated, when Ake said, I'm going to nominate you for the command track, the look on her face was very excited. And she's like, you could see in her eyes, this is exactly what I've wanted since I got here. And then Ake said, and as a part of the process, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to review your application and your references.
Moment
and
of panic.
that's when her face went pale. Like, she was excited until the reality of, oh my God, these things I forged are going to be a problem. So she is still probably very excited if she can ever get back to this command track thing and be in the captain's, command path that like she really wants to do. That's still something I think she wants to do, and she's just not going to get it right now. But I think that it was I'm going to get found out, and then I'm really screwed that she was panicked about. So I don't think that she was excited until it came to, oh my God, I've got to get rid of this evidence.
Actually, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, that's what she said all season long. She came to the academy to be a captain. She's competed with Raimi, Darum, this whole time for being, the leader. I don't think you're wrong in any way, shape, or form on that. It just kind of makes me wonder if she came back, right? So she was supposed to visit her dad on Mumbai. She did not. She came back. Even Caleb had kind of accused her of coming back to the ship to do a little bit of hacking. Yeah. Right? But then we started seeing these interactions. So we saw the warp slug. We saw toxic or non-toxic. We saw them, studying xenobiology together, which was what Caleb is nearly failing at. All of this stuff, to me, felt like it was very pointed in such a way that she was trying to ultimately extract something out of Caleb.
No. No.
Extract, build a relationship stronger in the short term to get a short-term payoff. Sure.
I think we call that manipulation.
No. So when we've seen Tarima and Caleb together on screen, it's all been very physical. Like, just everything. Like, there's been a lot of tension and all the things. This was intentionally showing us that they have fun, Genesis and Caleb. Like, they have fun. Like, there's a deeper something to them more than just the physical, right? Like, it's more than that. She was staying behind to do this on her own regardless. She didn't know Caleb was going to be there. The thought came through, obviously, at some point whenever they were connecting and talking, but she had planned to do it herself.
When did this thought of involving Caleb in her plot, Griffin, when did that occur?
When the opportunity presented itself.
Which was the moment she saw him.
Yeah. This is a story about a girl who just got in over her head, who had good intentions, who took a couple shortcuts, and now has to face the consequences. That's all it is. It's a good story.
And she's got crazy, I shouldn't say she's got this as in, like, she definitely does, but she shows a lot of, like, OCD tendencies and high-functioning anxiety tendencies of just, I've got to do the thing, I've got to be doing it my way or do it right, and X, Y, Z, otherwise I'm just going to fall apart. And we get here. Like, I actually almost felt like the fact that she said, hey, I forged my stuff, and then they said, well, what was so bad? And she's like, well, they basically called out my weakness. Like, I actually felt like that was pretty anticlimactic in that moment, because I felt like, oh, we're going to find out that she doesn't really have a dadmiral. Like, I just, like, in my brain, I thought it was just something really big like that.
Well, in her brain, it is
and
really
in her
big.
brain, and that was the point. That was the
whole
entire point, was that it shows that she puts that different kind of pressure on herself based off of both what she thinks and what others around her think.
Genesis 100% Virgo. You heard it here first.
Bubba, the one thing that I kind of took from Genesis and her fears and these tendencies in this episode, and maybe I hope I'm using this terminology right because I don't want to be offensive, but I felt like this is imposter syndrome, right? Like, she felt like she did not belong. She mentioned multiple times that she felt like she was only accepted and only had achieved her accomplishments because of who her father was. Beck, I
don't think that's imposter syndrome. I think that because imposter syndrome is really I don't have any idea what I'm doing, but somehow I'm doing it right. I think she's more, I want to show that I can do this without the help of anyone else. I want to be able to show that I can do this without my dad's help, without his friends' help. I want to show that I'm capable of doing this on my own. I don't think that's necessarily imposter syndrome. I think she just wants to carve her own path and not be tied to the successes of her family.
I think she's very confident in her abilities.
Yeah, but I think she also realized, like, throughout this, she kind of hints at it, but is it something that she's been conditioned, a path that she's been conditioned to follow, or did she really choose it herself?
Exactly.
And that's what she's trying to figure out.
I wonder, too, if she wonders as to whether or not she will ever get out from under Dadmiral's thumb.
No, she believes in herself.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of her doubt, a lot of her concern in this episode came from, do I belong here, or can I get to where I need to be without Dad? Like, can you ever escape family? You know, Chicago, you had talked about that in the beginning, a lot of family tones and things like this, even back to Darum's responsibility. Can Genesis escape her dad and forge her own path with her own accomplishments?
I mean, whether she can or not, I think is pretty clear. I mean, the fact that she decided not to visit, I think means there's already like some distance or separation between her and her family. I don't think that is the ability to break apart and to feel as a separate person. I don't think is her struggle. I think her struggle is more so that, yeah, she's been set on this path and, you know, she's been following it for so long. And at some point you hit this sunk cost fallacy, but also, like, you know, trying to figure out who you are, which, you know, all of our characters happen to be in that age where they're doing a lot of figuring out who they are. And, you know, she happens to be really good at this path. But is that the way that you should, you know, she should end up finishing the series? I'm not sure. There's going to be some twist there, but breaking away from her dad seems fine on a personal level. Breaking away from the path that she's been set on seems a lot more difficult, because she even said it herself. She doesn't know what else she is outside of this path.
You wouldn't need to forge the recommendations if she wanted to use her father's name.
Yeah.
Right? If she wanted to just like, okay, I've got this in, she could have gotten to Starfleet Academy on that recommendation alone. She wouldn't have needed anything else. She wanted to show that she could do it on her own, and she was afraid of the people that she would ask. They would just be saying, oh, well, you're this admiral's daughter, so you're going to be fine.
Well, but as it turns out, those letters of recommendation were not to her satisfaction, at least not in her mind at the time. I think Ake kind of pointed some perspective on that later in the show, as in, hey, don't look at this as a weakness or a failure, but as an objective, as a goal to become more confident, to become stronger, and to become a better leader. I think that she knew right off the bat, Bubba, that those recommendation letters were not favors to her dad, because in her mind they were not good letters of recommendation. Beck, yeah?
They were not good enough for her.
Yeah, exactly. Not good enough for her. As a perfectionist, someone with OCD, I can definitely relate to that. Like, it's like saying, oh, it's fine, you'll be fine. Like, that's not good enough. You know?
I want it to be perfect because I'm a Virgo.
I am not a Virgo.
As a Virgo. To jump off of that, though, I think there was a note from Ake there, like when they're having the big talk about her trying to break into the files, and she said something like, you know, well, maybe we would have just done you a favor, or something like that, or, you know, maybe they would have seen it, you know, a certain side of it. And I think there's some undertone there of, like, you didn't have to cheat and forge stuff. You would have been fine. Like, if you just stay the course, you're already good enough. You're doing enough to make it as you are without needing to have every perfect mark. You can still be, I'm not going to say human. Is she human? Some other half humanoid.
She's a humanoid.
Yeah. Regardless, like, you don't have to be flawless to still make it in a captain track. I think was maybe part of the undertone there at the end.
Ake says, did you ever think that they were doing you a favor and giving you, or pointing out your weakness so you have, like, that's something for you to look at, your goal and whatnot. Yeah.
But it reframes those letters as, like, you know, those aren't bad, at least from Ake's POV. They're doing her a favor. They are probably fine, is the vibe that I got from that. Is like
constructive criticism.
I agree.
Yeah.
She said that. This is your goal. This should be your objective, is to become more confident and to overcome the fear. Right?
I just want to have the same confidence as Nala has in packing the worst suitcase I've ever seen in my entire life.
I can totally relate to that.
Oh my gosh, I was dying watching that part.
So we're looking for a USB hub earlier today, and he's like, "Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I left it in the room. We'll go get it." So we go up there, and he literally, it's like a cartoon. It's like a Muppet. He opens his suitcase, and there's just socks, underwear, T-shirts, things. They're just, and then both hands go at the same time. It's like
very little time.
How can you find anything?
We had very little time. There was disasters abound. And I was looking for a specific piece of something that was going to help my buddy. So, yes, naturally, I wasn't going to take my time to carefully unpack all my socks and T-shirts. I went digging.
He literally takes things out of the laundry and he puts them right in his suitcase.
No,
why fold?
They were rolled. They were rolled up the way you're supposed to roll in a suitcase.
Okay, I don't think that word means what you think means either.
All right, guys, it has been right at about an hour of usable content anyway, since we the first 15 minutes had no audio. We'll clip that in post. But let me come back. I just got a couple of questions, these rapid fire kind of questions that we like to do here at the end. Just saw episode 7. We got 3 left. Chicago, what breaks next week? What's the focus?
What breaks next week? Let's see. I think first of all we're going to get our at least a minor hint or introduction to what the big bad overshadow is by the end, and I think we'll see some problems, some lasting issues with Sam.
I'm sorry. Can I expand on this just for a second?
Here we go.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to expand on this just for a second. The cadets, obviously, and they talked about this, there was some trauma, some PTSD that they had dealt with after this whole thing with Noose Braca.
Hence the 1 month fast forward through time.
Absolutely. You know, the person who didn't seem phased in the slightest was Ake. Was anybody surprised by that? I felt
500 years old. Like it's kind of like that Jadzia Dax level
She's
experience.
been through some stuff.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Like, oh yeah, okay.
She has the death of thousands of people on her hands.
There's an opening scene though where they're doing the monologue about how everybody deals with this sort of thing, and they do cut to her and she's reflecting. Like she can't show things in front of the cadets. Like she's supposed to be the pillar there. She's supposed to be the rock and the foundation. So they do show it at the beginning how she deals with it in her own way, but it's not going to be in front of the cadets.
Okay.
The only thing that she's allowed to show the cadets is her weird foot jewelry.
Yeah, and what's with 4 pairs of boots? I actually really did kind of enjoy this little bit of banter. Beck, we'll get to your predictions in a second since you're always wrong about them. But there were 2 small little pieces of comedy here in this particular episode that I actually really did enjoy.
It. Yeah.
Reno, man.
Reno
Oh my gosh, I thought it
was
was so
solid
funny.
tonight.
She had great lines.
Thok still had presence even though we didn't see Thok. Oh, it was so good.
That little lover spat, like, I'm so mad at you, but I still love you, and like, I don't want you to lose your toe. And
that's what any healthy relationship should be.
And I did actually point out to Griffin that we cannot get an episode of Star Trek without somebody's grimy toe or foot in it. Tonight, it was Reno's big toe, full screen. Like, not even like in the corner of the screen. It was half of the screen.
They're just playing with us now.
They're undefeated.
Half of the screen, we saw a big foot.
They're not undefeated. They are feated. They're fully feated.
That would be the
Tarantino's involved. I'm convinced.
What?
Something's afoot.
And then, oh yes. And the audience goes wild.
You are towing a line here. We know to just.
Oh, that's another good one. All right.
I didn't get the applause though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
She said he was towing the line. Oh, yeah.
The pitiful, the pity there. I appreciate the sympathy.
We got
not
you.
sympathy, the sympathetic. I can't talk, guys. It's tired. I have no idea what time it is.
It is
Don't
late.
tell me
Later
what
than
time
it should
it
be.
is. Don't tell me.
It's later than it should be. Bubba,
Much later than
the
it should
comedy piece here, Reno actually had 2 moments. Her scene with Laura Thok, but also I thought I left my pad on the bridge. Instead, I just found 2 cadets in the deepest of shit. I thought was a very
Every time I see
Reno
her
line.
on screen, I love her more because you guys know I haven't seen Disco. So like this is the only like insight I have
what a
into
great
this character,
She
and
has.
I just love her.
She's really
so
hitting her
funny.
stride now. This is the best version of her yet.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I love
it
it.
is. This is
love
good
it.
Reno right here. So I
She
enjoyed
was
that.
pretty good on Disco. She was pretty good on Disco.
She was.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. I also did enjoy the little bit of a scene between Ake and Caleb when he was making fun of her about packing her suitcase and things like that. Bubba, was there anything that was a little bit lighter or maybe heavy undertones that stood out in this episode for you?
So there's something that bugs me because they did it in the first episode and it has not come up since. So in the first episode, when the cadets first literally bump into each other and Fishboy is giving Jaden trouble about his goggles, right, his binoculars. And the doctor rushes in. Everyone's adrenaline is spiking. What's going on here? Return, he instantaneously shows up and is like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was that today when they were hacking the bridge?
Because it was
right.
He was on shore leave.
Well, no, they explain it. I mean, I don't know if he's on shore leave because we did find out in Voyager that he does in fact like to take shore leave sometimes.
Yeah, he was on
but
vacation.
The reason he said it in that episode, Bubba, it was a large amount of concentrated adrenaline. So it's because there were so many.
So
of
like
them.
it's not. So it's not like the computer was not scanning this, and it's not like the doctor was like instantaneously monitoring every single cadet's status.
He was monitoring their comms.
The computer was the person who was had the sensors that was monitoring this, informed the doctor and said go. Where was that instant reaction from the computer when to the on-staff person someone has hacked the bridge? You don't know that it's a couple of cadets.
I think they felt
the bridge doors open.
Maybe
why
the
is
ship
there not
was
an instantaneous beam in?
Maybe the ship was in like dark mode. I mean, everybody was on vacation.
No,
it was all worlds. It was a
definitely-
celebration day.
When watching it in that moment when they started turning things on and you hear the ship do the lovely hum and it's great, my first thought was, okay, somebody on the ship's gonna hear that, gonna feel that, right? Because the ship's just docked. Like they're gonna feel or hear it, and I think that's why we ended up seeing them being checked on. Just took a minute.
I can
The
answer
toe is
all your
broken.
questions.
That's my problem, right? I liked the idea that there was this potential for instantaneous reaction because of the transporters. It's not a 30-second beam out, right? It's an instantaneous, you're here and you're not and you're there. Like that was a technology that I think they are underutilizing. They're still writing this as if you have to actually walk from one place to another to find out if something has happened. And that just kind of bugged me that there should have been more instantaneous. Reno was there going, what are you guys doing?
Chicago.
Programmable matter. And there you go. All the plot holes are fixed.
Or the doctor just got sick of being into the cadets banging. Saw that one too many times. So I'm not gonna beam in and tell people. Maybe I should knock first.
So to me,
What?
and I don't know if this
It's
is where
college.
your next question is going, DJ, but I'll go ahead and lead you here. There has not been a bad episode of Starfleet Academy yet. I liked this episode. However, I'm still really upset that they talked about it kind of at the beginning that people are sad and mopey, but it does not. It feels like they completely undercut the emotional undertone of the previous episode and the consequences that happened there by we're going on spring break. And I just feel like they could have continued that forward and realized that there is real trauma that these kids are having to deal with. These professors, these other people, the other crew on the ship are having to deal with, that there is this now epic bad person who is not just himself, but he has seemingly brought together two bad people to form a bad person alliance. And what are the consequences of this for the cadets? And I feel like they've completely undercut the legs out from under that storyline.
It's episodic TV, baby.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was tonal whiplash with this episode because last episode was so dark and so twisty and Paul Giamatti was just so brilliantly evil. And right, Bubba's like, you got spring break and a wedding.
If you're going to watch this series again, like if you're going to stream it or you're going to wait until it's all out there, right? People that are not listening to us talk about it, and you're going to go watch this series episodes back to back to back to back.
Yep.
When you go from episode 6 to
Feels
7,
weird.
you're going to have whiplash.
You're exactly right, and it's not
weird.
meant to be consumed that way, and they've made that clear.
See, I'm going to slightly disagree. I do agree that I did feel the whiplash, right? And I do agree that I felt like Tarima's thing ended faster than I thought. it would, because for some reason I thought I heard like 3 months being the original quote of time, and I might have just made that up in my mind.
I think it's at least a month.
I thought they mentioned 4 weeks.
Yes.
Well, no. I'm saying like in the last episode, I thought they were saying it would take a few months. So, but yes, it's been a month and 2 days since the incident. So we know that from the episode. Caleb says it in his opening monologue.
That's what I
it's
thought,
been a month
yeah.
and 2 days, not like I'm counting, but I am, right? But in the beginning, it's setting the tone of, hey, things have been kind of dark. Like, we've gone through something traumatic, but thankfully everybody's getting shore leave, a time to go home and be with their families and to recover and recoup. And then we're not seeing we don't see any of the other cadets during this episode. We see just a few. And sure, they've got their things, but like, there's nothing joyful going on in Darum's side of things. Like, Darum and Jaden are not having a joyful time. You get a little bit of happy stuff with
Jaden
Genesis.
was supposed to go to Ibiza.
Sure. You get a little bit of happiness back and forth with Genesis and Caleb, but it's still in, like, you can still feel it. There's weight there. There's heaviness there. And all the cadets coming back, it wasn't like an everybody was overjoyed, excited thing. It almost felt like a, you know, we're all back, and then we're just going to sit here together and watch this meteor shower. So none of it felt like anything was totally gone to me. It didn't feel like, hey, we've just forgotten the plot of the last episode. It felt really like all right, we're starting to rebuild after a month and 2 days, not knowing what to do. Like, we all lost a friend. So it's a very, I can see that, like, for me, I do feel like the Tarima thing caught me off guard by it only being, you know, her being out of the coma after a month. But other than that, I felt like it was, for the most part, natural for that amount of time for people to start moving slowly again.
Griffin, would you like to have seen more consequences of what Newsbraka did in episode 6? Like, do you think we should have skipped forward 4 weeks and 2 days, or was there more story to be told after Newsbraka did what he did?
I think it was brilliant. I mean, it added reality. It added breadth to the story. It adds believability. When you jump forward in time, it's a decision as the writer that you make to add realism. Because a lot of times when you experience trauma, like everyone's favorite book series, who's watching this program, obviously, is Stephanie Meyer's classic Twilight series. Remember when Bella has her heart broken in the book?
The entire New Moon book.
In the book, it's December, January. That's the only word on the page. February, March. Just time flies by and you're just dead inside, or you're numb. And a classic storytelling component in TV is to use the passage of time to add depth and realism. And I think they did it beautifully here. With the juxtaposition of it's the spring semester, and there's no mistake that the word spring is huge on the screen with these big pink flowers and everything. It's like you're expecting...
Reminded me of those damn crayons again.
You're expecting to have this heavy, heartfelt, you know, we're all going to counseling and trauma therapy now, and it's like, no, here's this beautiful new spring. It's the
so
new...
you were okay with that method of storytelling?
I'm okay with it. I think it was the perfect choice.
Okay.
Because you need to have that breath. That episode 6 was super heavy, super action-packed. It was the most highest stakes episode of the series.
For sure.
And now you're giving your audience a chance to catch their breath and to reset the table and to see what people have evolved in the time that you've been gone.
So you've got...
Yeah, what crap did you go on in this last week, in the last 7 days? You know, we all go through stuff. And now we're returning to the show. Oh, yeah. Whoa, the episode was crazy. And now we're just seeing time has moved on, and here's how they have healed, partially.
All right. So then you got 3 episodes left. What do you see tonally for the remainder of the season? Do we see something light next week in episode 8? When do we raise the stakes again for an ultimate cliffhanger?
The finale. I think they're going to do more exposition, which I do not like. I don't think that we're going to go back to action. I would go back to action in episode 8. I think we're going to see more exposition in the next 2 episodes, something cute, something fun, more character development, and then shit's going to hit the fan on episode 10 like you've never seen.
Bubba, what do you think?
I think that what we're going to get in the next episode is, I don't think we've really had a Genesis episode yet. I think we're getting a Genesis episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right, fair enough. Beck, what do you the queen of accurate predictions.
Oh, now you get to 15 minutes later.
Yeah.
Tell
All
us
right.
how your predictions have changed in the last 20 minutes, please.
Yeah, the predictions. You have claimed that your predictions have been all accurate.
Claimed? We can clip them. We can go back.
She's got receipts.
I've got receipts for weeks,
Ready to
man.
go.
No,
All right.
I'll probably be wrong on this one, though. I'm not as confident in this one because today's episode coming true was something I predicted like episodes back. So I'm really not great at the next episode thing, except for the Sam episode. Hit that one.
Not to toot our own horn.
Not to toot. No, I'll
Toot,
absolutely toot it. Real quick, I have one question for Bubba before I answer this question. Bubba, who's directing next week's?
That's a good question.
I think this
I
is
was just
Frakes,
looking
right?
at Wiki. It's supposed to be Frakes. However, Wikipedia now shows him directing episode 9.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Interesting.
Because that's why I was curious. Okay, I feel like we get an Ake episode on the next one. We haven't had
More feet.
We haven't had a her focused episode. Her back in the leadership portion of things. We haven't seen her in the captain's chair. Truly. For a little bit. I know she was in it briefly last episode when everything was going on, but for the most part, she was going back and forth in the meetings. Like, we didn't really get her.
I think we're going to get an Ake episode. I think it's going to be episode 10.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think the Ake episode is episode 10. We're going to learn about her son. We're going to learn about that situation. We're going to learn about the involvement of whoever the bad guy is here in that. I think that's where we're going to get the Ake episode, is episode 10.
I was thinking Caleb was 10.
Could be both.
Can we get a Thok episode next?
Yes! Can we get a Thok episode,
That would be-
please?
A little
Yeah.
more Lura Thok in the
That would be fantastic.
You and your Klingon exception.
Chicago, big predictions for next week, or did you already do that question?
I had a small predictions for next week.
What do you got?
Previously. No, I mean I think there's going to be lasting issues with Sam.
Yeah, that's right.
Said that.
Yeah, I think the next two. I think the next episode will be a little more lighthearted, but still with some sort of activity to it, like maybe another round at Calica. We never really revisited that.
Laser tag.
And then I think episode 9 is going to be maybe like a chess game sort of thing, like some mental back and forth before the big action episode 10.
That'd be great.
All right. And lastly, Caleb, Tarima, what happens next? This has been the romantic highlight of the entire
Griffin,
season.
do you want to predict anything for the
They're
next
gonna bang.
episode?
No, he's forgotten again. It's okay. He always is.
I got to Chicago twice. And, sorry, big predictions.
Where's Griffin? Oh, he's halfway to Costco.
No,
Oh,
okay.
just start
In
the
all
episode, no problem.
fairness, I was looking at something else and halfway listening to the
No,
last
it's fine.
30 seconds.
Go ahead. Ask
It's fine.
Chicago another question.
Moderating, just fine.
I can
Perfectly.
actually give third predictions if you'd like.
Yeah,
please.
so Chicago, what are your
I
predictions
predict
for next week?
next week Griffin won't get to do a prediction.
There's a 100% chance of that happening.
All right. I thought I did ask you what was happening next
Griffin
week.
may be on a dinghy rowing his way back to shore by this time next week.
Could possibly be. All right, Tarima, Caleb, what happens next?
They're gonna bang again.
Beck, this is my favorite relationship. It's got to be my last question.
Um,
I'm not going to like what you have to say, am I?
She's not breaking up with them.
I see it going one of two ways. I see them breaking up in this season, or
She's not gonna break up.
or I see it happening in episode 1 of the next season.
I'm thinking action two-parter, episode 10 leading into the next one. I don't think there's going to be any romance going on.
She is
No,
she's
like,
totally
specifically
coming
their
back to the
relationship.
ship. She's coming back to the ship, and
They're going to bang!
no, and Genesis is going to be in bed with them.
No,
No.
no.
And Raimi's there too.
Why am I sitting here? Why am I here? Who invited me?
Oh,
I
that's
walk over.
fantastic.
You guys
Okay.
don't know. I walked over from like my hotel all the way here because I had no idea how long this thing was going to
I
take. So it
specifically
was
said
faster.
that just to make that
Yeah,
bad.
I-
That was my only intention,
It
and
was
I was
faster
successful.
for me to get here before the stream started than for me to keep waiting anyway.
You nerds are
And
thinking
yet,
about
here I
Star
am.
Trek. I just sit here going, how am I going to piss this person off in the fewest amount
It's
of
gonna
words?
be a long week, y'all.
Yeah, I feel like I've actually already done that to Griffin today. Today was very stressful, but
I
we're
don't
good.
think that
We're good.
Karima
We're
and
great.
Caleb are going to break up this season.
I agree.
However, I don't think that
Fair.
Karima is going to be back next week. I could see her maybe
I don't
not
think
coming
so
back.
either,
A finale
because that
return?
character does not exist.
I was getting ready to say,
Tarima?
you're probably right.
Tarima?
Karima probably is not going to
Tarima.
appear on the show next
My
week.
bad.
Yeah, all right. Guys,
Sorry.
My bad.
that is our show tonight,
It
ladies
is
and gentlemen.
way past my bedtime. to
It
give
is.
me a hard
Same.
time.
Bubba, you're a legend. Thank you for staying and dealing with all the technical
Well
issues.
done, sir.
And to all the live studio audience, thank you. This show should have been wrapped by 10 p.m. It's now 12:30. We had so many issues, but I also want to say a huge thanks to our panelists tonight, ChicagoHearts and Beck Likes Plans. Thank you for coming out here and being here live.
Thanks for having
And
us.
They're real
And-
troopers. Only
No,
to be
the
mocked and
troopers
ridiculed.
are the live audience here.
the live
My
audience that we
goodness.
have back here, you guys are
They're
awesome.
still
Thank
here.
you. They are still here. And I'm going to be a little cliche and say that my ultimate thanks goes to my friend and partner, because today was stressful. Today was, there were failures, and I caused you harm and heartache.
I got put in the litter box, y'all, big time. It was a dusty. It was the fresh step. It was like
Deep shit.
It was the dollar. It was the dollar store kitty litter.
No.
I didn't even get the good one. I didn't get the scoopable kind. I got the clumpable kind that just breaks up as you try to
Didn't
scoop it
even
out.
spring for a robot litter box for you?
Bro, no. I think it was
I-
actually just sand from the backyard.
If there was anything, let's put it this way: there was very little that could have gone wrong today, and my best buddy pushed through all the while
We're here. We're live.
grinding his teeth.
We're doing it live.
All the while grinding his teeth and cursing me under his breath. But I thank you for being a trooper.
Cheers, buddy.
Sorry for the crap that I put you through today. And
I
to
can't
all
believe he started the episode when I went to go get a replacement laptop. Screw that guy. He can watch in the car while driving. That's the solution. Just put it on while you're driving. Can you believe this guy?
and here is to
I want to thank the person whose cooler heads prevailed and forced DJs to pause the episode so I can then.
which was
participate.
you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And here's to an amazing week of content that
It's
we
gonna
have
be
planned.
great. Don't miss a minute.
Don't miss any of it, because more terrible things are bound to happen.
More to come.
Tomorrow, live sail away party starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time or 7 p.m. Eastern
With the
time.
Ronin gimbal we have not tested or even charged yet. It's going to be great.
We were 100% prepared for this entire week of content. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here live from Cocoa Beach, Florida. This is Starfleet Academy's review of episode number 7, and we will be back tomorrow with the live sail away party from Star Trek The Cruise 9. Thank you guys so very much for being here. We appreciate you all, and
See
we
you
will
later.
see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.